not a baby. I think he's 9 or 10 years old. That's as big as an alpaca gets. So a llama can get to 400 pounds. An alpaca maxes out around 175. A llama has great big banana-shaped ears like these two, and alpaca has a snubbier face, and their heads just can get like poof with the hair in the summertime. But if you're not seeing them at the same time, it's hard to know how big or how small they are. So the biggest tip-off is the ears. Great big banana-shaped ears like those two are llamas. Short, straight ears like that one are alpaca. Let's go inside and see some more animals, y'all. Say what? Yeah, these are the mute swans. And it's also mating season for them, so 2 of them are over there and 2 of them are over here. And that's why we have all the different little bird houses out here, is that they won't sit on any egg except their own egg. And so if another bird comes and lays an egg in their nest, they'll push the whole nest down into the pond and fly over.
Wow.
So that's why the other 2 are over there. He chased his woman all the way around to the other side, so this one wouldn't get at his woman. Watch your step, guys. Step coming in. Tortoise, yeah. Tortoises go mainly on the land, but they can go in the water. Turtles go mainly in the water, but they can go on the land. These 2 are sulcata tortoises. They will live to be 100 years old, give or take. And currently, this is the girl. She's about 20 years old. The boy is walking around here somewhere. He's about 15 years old. His name is Franklin. Her name is Fiona. But I'm going to grab Coda right now. Got to take my puppy coat off. This nail will tear my puppy coat. I like my puppy.
Oh, I think the camels.
Coda, Coda, come here, baby. Hey, you want to go see people? Know what this is? This guy is a coatimundi. This is one of very few animals on the farm that is a looking animal, not a petting animal. This guy likes shiny things. I'm trying to teach him to be like that Dunstan Checks In movie. Take it sneaky like and bring it to me later. Right now he just wants to try to take your shiny things from you. And so the tail here can tell you that this guy is related to a raccoon. This is basically a South American version of a raccoon. If you look at the huge, sharp claws on this dude, tells you he likes to dig into the ground, he likes to climb trees. So he uses those claws to dig into the ground to get worms or bugs or grubs or whatever he can get his hands on and his face on. Come here, buddy. And he likes to dig into the ground and dig the bark off of trees and catch whatever he can catch. If he can get it in his mouth, it is food. That's his policy. So he would eat any kind of lizard or snake or amphibian, any kind of rodent he could catch. He's probably not quick enough to do a lot of damage to birds, but if he can find a nest, he'll surely eat every egg in it. And his nails here are one of the main things to being able to keep coatimundis, is that is as short as his nails can be groomed. So he looks about like a Wolverine there. And you can't cut him any shorter than that because you'll quick him like you cut a dog's nails too short. His teeth are far bigger than it looks like his teeth could possibly be based on the size of his mouth, because he has a big gap in his top jaw, and his bottom teeth actually go up through his top jaw, like that. So the teeth on this dude are like 1.25 inches long. Yeah, it doesn't look like his mouth is big enough to hold those teeth, does it? She's got some super worms here for him for a treat. Superworms are some of
He
his
just had
favorite
some
things
boiled
to
eggs,
eat.
so.
So in captivity, he likes to eat superworms. He likes to eat hard-boiled eggs. He loves grapes. He likes blueberries, and he likes just about anything else. He would love junk food if he could get it, but he doesn't have a driver's license or a car, so he can't get Circle K to buy his own junk food. So about all the junk food he gets is once in a while he gets a granola bar, or maybe some animal crackers or something like that. And he's a cool little animal. This guy was bottle raised in the house till he was about 5 months old. But you guys have been in the house, so imagine what he's like when he runs to the very top of the vaulted ceilings and carry something with him to see what'll make the loudest crash when he drops it. He gets pretty old pretty quick. So, but yeah, that's Coda, and if you see me walking around on a video with an animal on my shoulder, it's probably him. And the other two in there are a breeding pair. They don't come out and see people very often at all. But those ones, if I walk around with a baby one of these, it came from them. Coda.
This is our 3-banded armadillo. So the ones we have here in the U.S. are a 9-banded, and he's a 3-banded, which you can see 1, 2, 3 bands. And you can come up here a little closer. I'll bring him around too. He likes to stay nice and warm, so it's like anyway, so this is Baku, and he's very cute. He's 8 months old, so he's going to get bigger. He'll be about the size of a soccer ball when he was fully grown. And he can run, like 33 miles an hour as an adult and jump 3 feet straight up in the air. Like a little ping pong, little jumpsuit. But yeah, so you can pet him on his head anywhere if you want. So what you're touching is actually his skin. It's not a shell like a tortoise. And that skin will just continue to grow and it gets bigger as he gets bigger. And then you can see like on his bands here, like that skin is softer, feels like our skin. And then the shell part is a lot harder. He's got little hairs on there, so you can see his little hairs. He's trying to get down, that's what he's doing. He's like, let me out! Pretty like he's stuck. Technically you are stuck, but not really. And he runs around. He's very cute. He likes to burrow and get into things.
Is that his shell?
Well, it's his skin, but yeah, so he uses that for protection.
He's like, I don't want to go anywhere. Oh,
He likes to get into people's shoes.
can I touch him?
Yeah, you can touch him. So he'll probably like, he'll walk a little bubble like, but yeah, it's totally fine. He's definitely one of my favorite animals here. Very cute.
Why does he keep shedding his skin?
Well, he doesn't shed his skin. It keeps growing.
Oh.
Yeah, so it'll continue to get more and more kind of like layers like this as he gets older. But he doesn't shed his skin. He's not a reptile that would shed. He looks like a little baked potato.
He kind of does.
He does.
His skin looks.
Yeah. That's Baku. We've got some more small animals.
Here's two more that have a similar theory of defense as Baku has. But where Baku rolls up and says, I don't think you can get me, these ones roll up and say, go ahead and try. So these are hedgehogs. These ones are siblings. This one is fully albino. This one is partially albino. So the grandmother of these two animals was an albino. The mother of these, mother and father both were gray, but carried the gene for albino, obviously. And then when her mother had babies, she had the rainbow tribe. So she had two that were fully albino, and one that was partially albino, and one that's a standard gray one. So you guys are welcome to hold this guy if you want to. So with hedgehogs, when they're balled up like this one is, their quills all stick out tangent to their skin, and they're actually quite sharp. And when they're calmed down like this, their quills just lay down. You can just pet them like this from front to back. Pet them from back to front, not going to go near as well. But if you pet them from front to back, they're fine. Does anybody want to hold one of these?
Yeah.
There you go. Just don't drop them, all right? This one is albino. When she opens up, her quills do not lay down because all the other hedgehogs, their quills all are So no matter how she opens up, she's going to have quills that are still standing. And if you look closely at this one, the other ones have fur in between their quills. This one has no fur in between her quills. So if you look closely at her, but beyond her quills, it's just her skin. And when we were up there at the petting farm, we talked about how the turkey is red because he swells up with blood, right? Similarly, this is an albino animal, and of course albino means lacking pigmentation. So her skin is not pink, her eyes are not red. You're seeing her red blood cells through her skin and through her eyes. So albino animals, their eyeballs are full of a clear viscous liquid. They have no color to their eye. And then when you see them with the glowing red, the glowing is hitting the clear liquid, and the red is the red blood cells behind their eyes in their optic nerve. Well, not their nerve, obviously nerves don't carry blood, but the red blood cells are behind their eyes. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, they like to get where it's warm. And this one's ears are cute. Her ears are bigger than most of them.
He's like, okay, I feel more safe around people now.
Yeah. Well, it just takes them a minute to calm down. The rope hold this one very sharp. Oh, you can pet it too, but it is sharp.
So these are our sugar gliders. We have more of them, but this is a new little family. So we have some adults and we have babies in here, which the baby is that little gray one right here. There's two. There's trying to get a little gray and I want more. That's the baby. I made a new friend.
Did you? Hedgehogs make decent pets. They are nocturnal. So, but if you play with them a lot, they'll shift over to daylight hours. The only nocturnal animal I've ever had that you could not shift over to daytime was a Chinchilla. I think that's just because their eyes are so big, they're probably just physically painful to be awake in the day.
Sugar gliders do reproduce a lot, and with the little babies.
Crawl up your sleeve,
I know, but the babies will be available for a new home.
Where's sweetheart? There you go.
But these guys are also nocturnal, so they're going to be more active at night. So this one's the baby, the one that's coming out there. And then there's another baby in there. But they're very cute. So they're still, the babies are still nursing. And then so there's another little baby around here, the gray and white one. In the anthill. I know. They just throw in there and I was like, I don't know how y'all fit, but whatever. They're like, we do, now close it up. Yeah.
It's on
They're really cute.
and they're like angels.
That's
They're so like adorable. Amy wants to get out. Amy's like, get me out. It smells like you should get out. Amy, there's one way to say it.
Go.
I was like, it's not a move, a boo. Yeah, the boo's trying to get out.
What?
Come here, babies.
Nope, he's gonna bring him out to you.
These two are old. This one is Llama Del Rey, and this one is Tyler the Alpaca. His name is Tyler because he's a dude, and dude looks like a lady.
Wait, which one's which?
Llama Del Rey, Tyler. They are the same age. Llama Del Rey is a whole lot bigger than Tyler because Tyler is an alpaca, and alpacas are smaller.
I think the teacher of the other class in my grade has one of those too, but it's a different color.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So this is Tootsie. She's a bearded dragon. She's very sweet also. If you want to touch her and pet her, you can just run on her back there. She's very spoiled. She likes to be hand-fed cilantro.
They're actually not spicy.
Yeah, they're just kind of like there as a little bit of a defense. Kind of looks scary. You guys want to pet?
Yeah, they both do. Just stick out more because they're more high contrast.
So both the llama and the alpaca do better with their bodies being touched if you want to touch them.
Here, Tyler.
She's very spoiled.
Hey, Bob.
No, he's just gonna carry him around so that way you guys can pet him. He's really sweet, and I'll get. Do you guys have any more of your little kibble treats? So you can feed your treats to Tyler here.
Sounds like he's about to choke.
That one's long. It sounds like a
Yeah. She thinks it's time for her bottle.
little bit.
You said they're the same age, how old
3.5 months.
Look at this mouth.
Yeah. They didn't have savings on this very deal outside. Talking about getting walkout music for him too. I don't know what Llama Del Rey's music would be. I don't know what.
Lana Del Rey, that was
I
our.
have no idea what she sings.
It's good sometimes.
It's like, but wait, it's just got
So these are our leopard geckos. You can touch them. I think they're really cool felines. So you can touch their tail. Just be careful. Just don't yank on it. But it feels like a big gummy. And their coloring is really cool. Yes.
Should have got her face on the camera.
That's what her face pretty much looks like.
You should get her out. She can really really.
I don't think they like it when you touch them.
Yeah, they like it. You can touch the body. So you better with that.
I'm
Don't get the lizard tail. I tried to feed her. Yeah, she likes.
Yeah.
She definitely likes her bottle.
She thinks it is bomb.
Yeah.
Guys, this one is a chinchilla. A chinchilla is the world's softest animal. Feel her back. Don't put your fingers by her face. She sometimes bites. So how soft this one
Aren't
is.
they super fast? Aren't chinchillas
Yes,
fast?
very fast. Yep.
So if you were to let her go, she would like run all over you.
Yes.
And out the door.
Yep. Chinchillas are the world's softest fur. Fortunately for them, they're really small, so it'd take a lot of them to make a jacket. You almost got your nails done all together. Yeah, now you know.
Yeah, I was in. You are so.
Like, oh,
It does.
you are cute. You're so cute. Oh.
Do what? Yeah, he's good.
So this is Shogun. He is a 35-year-old umbrella cockatoo. And he's a male. These cockatoos can live to 70, 80 years old, so he's not even halfway through life. He does love all the other animals too, so they're definitely not bothering him. But I'll bring him around here in a second. But
I'm shaking.
Come on.
so he's not cold. Have you seen a Chihuahua just kind of shake and they're not really nervous, they're not really anything, they're just kind of like it. So that's kind of him. And sometimes like an environment change, so like the room that he's in is 78 degrees here. Not that he's cold, but it's just a different temperature adjustment. Yeah, good boy. So a shogun is, and all of our birds are fully flighted, which means they have all of their wing feathers. So he could fly if he wanted to. The powder or the kind of white you see on his feet here, and then on his beak. So that means that he is a healthy bird. Cockatoos create this natural powder that keeps their feathers really white, so that's why he looks nice and clean, because he is. But when you pet him, his feathers are really soft compared to other birds will have more of a slick feel. He has more of a powdery feel. And so that's also a thing in the wild that they can tell a sick bird from a not sick bird in the flock that they would not associate with the sick bird and kind of avoid that. What was that? Shogun. And he is very sweet, so you're more than welcome. So when you pet him, just use the back of your hand, because our hands do get dirty and he is white, so that's the only reason why. So just like that. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's good.
I wouldn't say anything.
So he knows his name really, he doesn't do anything on cue. So he knows his name really well, Shogun. And so he'll say like, hi, hello, what you doing? He'll real basic stuff. But I would say maybe 5, 7 words. So that little noise that he makes, a little, like that means that he's calm and relaxed and happy. When they kind of do that thing with their, when they just do it here in a second, they're kind of like wagging their tongue.
That's here.
It's kind of like a dog wagging their tail. It is, that means that they're happy or that they like whatever that is.
Also, I have somebody to take the Ocoee of Michigan kids if we find a lady for it. Me and my brother can take it together.
It's very sweet. And we'll see if we can get him to dance here in a second when we're done with pets. So Shogun loves to show off, and he really likes applause. So if everybody like claps, we can get him to dance. Got a little bit. Is that fun? Can you do it again? Dance? He's like, oh, I'm all tired now. That was a lot of work. Like, see you later, everybody.
Bye.
All right, we're about to see the big guys. Hey, Ed. How you doing, Bubba?
Like, I'm already asleep. I'm tired.
Wakey, wakey. So this is Ed. This one is Abu. Ed and Abu are both male dromedary camels. Dromedary are the one-hump camels. Bactrian are the two-hump camels. If you had any hope of remembering the 2 words, you could easily remember which is which, because a capital D laying on its back would have 1 hump in it. A capital B laying on its back would have 2 humps in it.
We'll be turning
So Bactrian are the 2 humps and dromedary are the 1 humps. This guy, this farm was custom built for camels. And then when we got him, we had to cut an arch in his door because he can't fit through the door. So the camel trainer tells us that as far as he knows, this is the biggest camel west of the Mississippi.
Wow.
He weighs 1,750 pounds.
Good Lord.
The most interesting thing about a camel is their ability to store and use water in the form of fat. So on the hottest day in the desert, the camel can go 10 days to 2 weeks without 1 single drop of water. In that period of time, they can lose 30% of their body weight. This guy weighs 1,750 pounds. I am 175-ish, simple math, trust me on this. So I'm about 10% of the mass of this camel. So this camel, if he lost 30% of his body weight, that would be 500 pounds to dehydration. So if I lost the same percentage of my body weight, that would be 50 pounds to dehydration. So if I lost 50 pounds to dehydration from having no water for 10 days, there's a special word for what I would be, and that word is dead. That's the one. So the camel, if he lost 500 pounds to dehydration from having no water at all for 10 days, the special word for what he would be is
Thirsty.
thirsty. That's the one. So if a camel is thirsty, oh my goodness, he's thirsty. If the camel had actually lost 30% of his body weight, his hump up top would be loose and floppy, hanging off one side or the other. If you knew what you were looking at, you would see him to be skinny and emaciated all over his whole body. And the next time that he gets to a significant source of water, a camel this size could drink 50 gallons of water in under 3 minutes. So that's 16 gallons a minute. That's 3 garden hoses, all 3 stuck in your mouth, running wide open at the same time. And he can chuck it down that fast. The only tank in the camel is his stomach, and his stomach only holds about 7 to 10 gallons of water. So that begs the question, where does all that water go? There is no tank in the camel except his stomach. So how it works is as the camel dehydrates, his red blood cells go from oval shape down to flat. As he dehydrates, when he gets down to about 25% dehydrated, his metabolism shuts off. At that point, he's performing necessary to life and basic movement functions. 30% is normal and customary for a camel to lose. 35% of their fat cells begin to lose elasticity, so they may or may not recover from 35%. 40% is a dead camel. But of course, 40% of 1,700 pounds is over 600 pounds of dehydrated weight loss. At the same time that their fat cells, their blood cells are going from oval down to flat, their fat cells are shrinking. So camels, like people, are born with approximately the number of fat cells that they are ever going to have. But camels, like people, our fat cells can be very different size at different times in our life, right? So we are all normal sized people. So suppose this is normal size for a fat cell. If we wanted to star the show My 600-Pound Life, and we ate food with no sort of limits whatsoever for a long period of time, our fat cells could go from the normal size to the huge, distended, morbidly obese size. Camels are the opposite. They walk around with their fat cells, the huge, obese size, and as they dehydrate, they shrink all the way down to the size of a normal human fat cell. When the camel gets to a significant source of water after he crosses the desert, and he's going to drink literally 50 gallons of water in 3 minutes, what happens is his blood cells go from flat, just boom, right back to oval as fast as he can drink it. And then his fat cells go from this, back to that, again, as fast as he can drink it. So, the camel can go from near death to completely healthy in about 3.5 to 4 minutes. For a human to go from this to that is months or years of unlimited access to food. We're talking about my 600-pound life. For a camel to go from this to that on a per cell basis is about 40 seconds. On a whole body basis is about 3.5 minutes, because that's how long it takes him to drink all the water. Other interesting things about a camel. Camel has 3, I'm pointing at his nose, talk about his eyes. Camel's nose is slit shaped. If you look at his nose, it's got about a gazillion little tiny hairs in it. Those go all the way back his neck, so the neck makes a big difference for the camel. As he exhales, all those gazillion little hairs strip every bit of water vapor out of his breath, so that he's breathing out only dry air. He loses no moisture to his breathing in and out. When he breathes back in, all that same water vapor caught on all those little hairs is what moisturizes his air on the way down to his lungs, so he doesn't suffer so much from the dryness of the desert air. The camel's eyes, he has 3 eyelids. His first eyelid closes to make his eye watertight. His second eyelid closes against the sand, but he can see through it. His third eyelid closes to close his eyes. They're all 3 voluntary muscles. He can choose to close 1 or 2 or 3. Hey, buddy.
He has 3 eyes?
3 eyelids. Eyelids, yeah. The camel, when you look at him all over the fronts and backs of his legs, all these spots like this, they look like they're worn out places. Those are similar to leather. He is born with those. When he lays down onto the ground, he goes down like that. So these are the places that his skin will touch the ground when he lays down. It keeps him from burning his skin on the heat of the desert sand. If you look right here between his two front legs, this big huge thing right here is called his sternum plate, also called a pedestal. When he lays down onto the ground, sternum plate touches the ground, body cavity does not. So that keeps the heat of the desert sand from going straight up into all his organs and everything. So that's the difference between if this is your stovetop and this is your hand. You would very much rather that your hand would be right there, only an inch away, than right there touching it, right? Because that's the difference between convective heat transfer with an air layer or conductive heat transfer, directly solid to solid. This is near instant, this is 1,000 times slower. So it makes a big difference in his life to be up off of the sand, even just by an inch, makes all the difference in the world. Camels, when they poop, their poop is dry enough to light it with a match when they go to the bathroom. So if you are walking a camel in the desert, you need to keep a bag with you to gather up all that poop, because that is your firewood at night. There is nothing else in the desert to burn. Their poop doesn't smell bad at all, and it'll light with a match as soon as he goes. So he loses no moisture, very, very, very little moisture to go and poo. His urine is a completely different story. That does not smell so good, because that is recycled many times over as well. So we're going to put Ed away, and I'm going to show you my favorite animal on the whole farm. That is a boo. Ed and a boo are utterly codependent. They were born on the same farm a few days apart. They have never, ever been apart. If you get Ed and a boo out of sight of each other, you will hear some really loud noise. When we first brought them down here to their big new beautiful barn with their humongolodian stalls, when we put them in, I thought they were going to rip the place down because they couldn't see each other. And so we had to take them back to the other barn, cut a window in between their stalls so they could see each other, and then they were fine. This guy's name is a boo. A boo weighs 500 pounds less than Ed does. Because we have Ed. A boo is still bigger than any other camel in any zoos around here. So while we think of him as the little one, he actually would be referred to as probably a large camel. So the interesting thing about a boo is the kissing camel. So this is your good photo op. If you want to give a boo a kiss, you just come up to him. You go, and he's not supposed to see the carrots before the kisses. Because now it's all about the carrots. Might as well give it to him because you're going to stand there and slobber.
There's slobber. Here, boo-boo. He did do a kiss.
I'll take a
Or you
picture.
do a kiss.
Oh, I was like,
What's their favorite food?
Say what?
What's the camel's favorite food?
Camel's favorite food is whatever there is. Here they like to eat the trees. So we turn them loose outside when there's not people here, and they walk around this area, clear up all the trees. A camel can eat basically anything. On the top, they have no teeth in the front. They have a big gummy plate, and you can see videos online of a camel walking up to those cactuses like this and just chomp past the 4 or 5 inches spikes, and they just chew it up. They don't care. And camels have a higher level of endorphins than any other animal. Endorphins are what help you to resist pain. It's like a precursor to, I started to say morphine, precursor to adrenaline. And so I'm told, obviously I'm not going to try it, but I'm told if you stab a camel with a knife, you look at it and go, well, that was rude. So, and if you hit him in the neck with a 2x4, you're more likely to break the board than hurt the camel. They are the ultimate survivors, and they can withstand just about anything. So if you walk up to the camel and you come up to it and you go, boo boo, hey, what are you doing? Hey, just give him the other carrots, he's not going to
I tried to hide it. All of them?
Yeah, all of them. He's not gonna do anything till he eats the carrots because he knows they're sitting there.
No.
He's like, yep.
Maybe. Here we go. Want to give him the carrot? He gets the whole thing at
Over
once.
there.
Just give him the whole thing. All at once. They do have top teeth back here, they just don't have many.
Alright, all gone, Abu.
Almost.
He's like, not yet.
Oh, why?
So Abu thinks that he's my watchdog. So when I go out in the mornings to pick up emu eggs, Abu goes out with me and he follows me around. Because after I find some, the emus start to chase me around and Abu chases the emus. And there's a couple of pictures, there's a couple of videos on Facebook that he's chasing the emus around and he jumps all over and looks like he's a puppy. It's pretty cute. All right, so when you come up to him and you say, boo boo, hey, I don't have another carrot.
He's like, now that you gave me
And the camel will give you a kiss. So anybody wants to give a camel a kiss, come on up.
Hang on, let me get my camera.
You get it? No. He's like, more please.
Oh, he's so cute.
Nan, what else are you gonna kiss a camel? You gotta go,
Jonathan's
I do have those little food things in my pack.
Answer. Yeah, he's sniffing the food.
Yeah, it's in my pocket.
There you go.
Okay.
And if you don't want to kiss a camel, you can stand here like this and take a selfie if you have long arms.
Yeah.
And you get to take care of it.
It's your jacket, looks like him.
So all of that, you got it.
Yeah, like camel's what we're here. Alright, I gotta give him one more kiss.
All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch
We're
it.
gonna watch it.
You can do group photos with him too. He's very photogenic.
You wouldn't be with it?
Do you all want to get up there together and I'll take your group photo?
Tonight.
Which camera do we use?
Standing?
No, just stand.
You just
It'll
stand
be-
There you
on
go.
the side.
Get all up
You
there.
stand, you don't stand next to it, okay?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And
And
then
you don't have
That's
to.
the one right here.
Okay. Just the one. Thanks. That's cute.
Say camel burger.
Yay, how's that?
Awesome. We are.
I don't want any burger.
I'm wearing
Anybody else still need a picture? Come on, baby.
So when we do field trips, it's really funny because you have a line of like 50 kids.
Yeah,
and
and
they
all
all
of them
just-
wanna.
And they're so used to like being told what to do every day, so they do exactly like here, lean forward, and you do it. It's always the adults who are like, I want to touch the camel's
Yeah.
face, yeah. Is that picture okay?
Thank you.
Alright guys, I got one more animal to show you. It'll take you a minute to get a leash on this monster.
Yeah, we never saw two gigantic ones, so hopefully, like, something similar to chinchillas. That chinchilla is cute, though. If you hit her on the floor, she's probably gonna run up in your faster than we can see her.
Got big plans tonight.
Working.
Does this mean that I'm not filmed?
Me too.
I just, decided to do like kangaroo and sloth. I heard that's what Kelly was talking to you today, and maybe I'll get it.
No, I all the excursion. I'm like, where am I gonna go? Because they're like, get out, you know?
Yeah. And then I went to a bar that was like made out of the bus. Yeah, it would be really neat out in that like summertime form. Yeah. And I got a drink and
No, I'm glad I.
I slept in a purple bus, but it was very huge. Yeah.
Did you go over to the bus bar?
I did.
Some-
It looks like a really cool spot.
Sometimes during the summer with lots of raft guides and people coming in, it tends to turn a little interesting, but the music's good and the food's pretty good. And there's a big campground out back with cabins and stuff, so a lot of times you get a whole mix of different people, from kind of semi-homeless raft guides to people from Atlanta. So it's an interesting mix.
What's the next thing?
I ate at the ham deli, but then I just grabbed a drink because I was trying to pass time.
Yeah, the deli's pretty good too. The next animal's gonna be huge. You gotta get the leash on it, so you better be ready.
Alright guys, here's the huge beast. Anybody know what this is?
Maybe
Explain.
All close. This is a micro squirrel. So micro squirrels are the world's smallest variety of squirrel. These guys are from southern Africa. These are grown adults. The one that which one do you have?
I got the little chunky one.
So this one is Tick. His wife's name is Tack. And here's an interesting thing about a micro squirrel. It's just sitting there, right? But if you go whoop, they don't fall down because they're always hanging on. Their fingers are so little, they're just holding on to the lines of your skin and you don't even feel it. So you're welcome to hold it.
Yeah.
Very soft. These actually make really good pets. These things live for 7 years. They weigh about 20 grams. This is as big as they are going to get.
Their heartbeat is like 200
Wait,
per
if
second.
that's as big as they are when they're
Do what?
full,
No, it won't fall.
if that's as big as they are when they're full adult, how big are they when they're babies? Literally? Whoa.
So the things that I like about micro squirrels for pets, the only reason these have leashes on is because they're out here with you guys. They'll bond to individual people. So you put it in a little bonding pouch and you carry it around with you for 30 minutes a day for a month or so, and they will learn your sight, your smell, your sound. They'll learn you, and then they will be bonded to you as an individual. And then they love hoodie season because they like to curl up in here and they like to curl up in here. And so I have to check my pockets before I throw my clothes in the laundry to make sure I didn't forget I have any animals with me. And the other great things about having them as pets is you clean their cage about 3 or 4 times a year. They metabolize all their food and make very little waste. And a bag of food for them, which is a year's supply of food, is about $25.
The low cost furniture.
Very. Yeah, and if you were going away for a week, food wanted to leave. It's fine.
This is so crazy.
Oh, wait.
Farm friend Army just got a pair of these for his daughter, and she named them Megabyte and Pixel.
Doesn't like switching people.
Does anyone ever watch Cinderella?
It's been a while.
I was like, the Gus, the little fat mouse.
Oh, right.
So this one reminded me of Gus.
What's up?
He's like short.
Yeah.
He's so cute. He's like the tiniest animal that we've seen.
By far, yeah. 20 grams, and that is full grown. And they can have 5 babies at a time.
I was gonna say, they're smaller than house babies.
Oh, no, you don't grab it, just put your hand under it.
Or in Georgia's mouth.
Georgia has a law against every kind of animal.
Well, her bird's name is Georgia. Her saying Georgia would probably nab that
of a bird?
It's a Triton cockatoo.
A what?
A Triton cockatoo.
Oh, okay.
He's so cute. Yeah, and then it's just like this. It's just like that.
Soft velcro.
They're so cute.
Hey, Fallon.
Huh?
After that, John said it's okay if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to go ahead and bring my stick out?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll have everybody, I'm trying to think, maybe line up on the sides like this. Once we get the roll. Okay, so if you guys want to line up kind of like along the side of the stalls here.
Can you hold that for a second? Vlad, do you mind operating this to make sure it's tracking? Have your camera ready because it'll look really cool. A bird is gonna fly. It's gonna be really cool. It's a macaw.
Did you hear that?
You got the blue one?
We have two. There's Tiki and Skittles. That's right.
Is that steel?
Mm-hmm. That's Skittles. No, that's Tiki.
Yeah, good guess.
So,
Skittles.
back up, so that way we can, yeah, watch a little more.
Up.
Good boy. Here. Hello. Hello. Here, Tiki. Come on. There you go. Good boy. Good job.
Up.
Up. Good boy.
So
Here, Tiki.
hello.
Most of the time we can't get him to stop flying.
No, it's great now.
Good boy.
He's not invited. You're like, oh, is this food?
Hey, Tiki. Tiki, there. Hi. He's watching everybody. He's all looking at y'all. Usually he doesn't have a crowd. Come here, Tiki. Good boy.
He's so good at that.
He is very good flyer. Yep. So Tiki is a scarlet macaw. They'd be native to Brazil. As far as the macaws go, this scarlet's going to be somewhat on the smaller side. There's other smaller macaws, but like for the big macaws, they're going to be on the smaller side of the big macaws. There, Tiki. Tiki. Here. Good boy. You're doing so good. You're doing so good.
Up.
He's might be like, ah, no.
He's like, I'm done.
That was a lot of work.
Good job.
You need one more, Tiki? Here. Here, Tiki. Come on.
You're like, how many times y'all gonna make me do this?
Wear him out. He needs to get his exercise. Here, Tiki. Good boy. Good job. If anybody wants to get a picture of him, not with him, but a picture of him. Yeah. He, we're still teaching him how to kind of stand on people. He has a tendency when he's on your arm and he wants to climb up, he'll grab your skin to climb up. Not in a bite, but it does hurt. It's like a pinch. It's a really good pinch. So we're still working on that, huh, Tiki? Yeah, you're a good boy. You did so good.
Pretty cool though, isn't it? Watching that thing fly. We were just out here working with him. I was like, man, if we can just do this for everyone, this is great. So what's been your favorite animal so far?
Camels.
Camels?
An armadillo, I don't know why.
Yeah.
The little ones we just saw before.
Those micro squirrels? Yeah, they're pretty cool. I like the $20 a year for feeding. That's my favorite.
And there's like the chinchillas.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the micro squirrel would be Clark Howard's favorite animal. I think you might be getting one more. Let's see.
The micro squirrel, when this bag is full, that's year's worth of food for micro squirrel.
What about
Oh, yeah, I'll get rid of that.
And you guys don't have to stand up like you're at prison call anymore. You're
I like this breath, actually.
Those birds come out, I disappear. I'm not
Let me put this back.
the gloves are in here, John.
Oh, thanks.
I wouldn't distract them, but
Tiki?
yeah.
Yeah, Tiki's fine with
Yeah.
this. Zachary is like, not about that life.
Oh, wow.
Alright guys, this is Willie. Willie is an iguana. This is the exact same kind of iguana you would see in South Florida or anywhere in the Caribbean, except that this one is friendly and likes to be petted. I only have the glove because his nails are crazy sharp. When you go to pick him up, he sometimes scrabbles around a little bit. And when I don't use the gloves, I've more than once had him go, whew, and I'm like, oh, that was close. And I look later, I'm like, oh, that wasn't close. So, if you pet this guy, he's got a bunch of different textures. If you pet him right here, he's all bumpy. If you pet him right here, it feels like sandpaper. If you pet him right here, it feels about like purse or wool or something. And this is just like all smushy and gushy. So his natural defense is his camouflage. So his legs are coppery brown, so they blend in with the color of the, stand in front of Kevin. So his legs are coppery brown, so they blend in with the color of the branches of the trees. His back is green, so they blend in with the leaves of the trees. And then if a predator has spotted him and is coming towards him, this is his other disguise. So he'll turn his head and close his eyes, and then this is supposed to look like a giant eyeball. Because if something actually was a lizard with an eye that big, it would be an alligator. And most things that look at an alligator would not be sizing it up for dinner. When this guy sheds, his needles here also shed, so like that is a needle that just shed, and the new one is already underneath it there. He's just finished to shed, but the needles didn't all come off. And see inside it's hollow. So you guys are welcome to pet this guy. He is perfectly friendly. You can feel the different textures of him. I know who's not going to pet him. Got me a few blueberries for him. He gets a treat when he comes out to see people. His favorite thing is blueberries. Well,
You're not gonna let me go right now. Is he not hungry or something?
just a little off balance.
So with it being really cold in Florida next week, a lot of these guys are in the tree and they will basically fall to the tree. And then when it gets warmer, they'll kind of revive and come up. But a lot of people in Florida will say chicken in the trees because people will eat them. We're not eating the iguanas. And then his scientific name or his Latin name is really complicated. It's iguana. If you guys ever looked at Caveman Wildlife, he has like an Instagram. He actually came here and did a bunch of presentations with us, and he's great. So if you look him up on Instagram, he did a lot of presentations with us with some of our reptiles, and that's definitely his specialty. And the way he presents the information is great for all ages. So it was really a pleasure to have him out here.
Guys, as Porky Pig would say, a beat, that's all, folks. So if you guys had a good time, we very much appreciate a Google review. Got one of these things here that you can just scan if you don't mind giving us a Google review. We would very much appreciate it. We're 100% a word of mouth. Oh, excellent, wonderful. Word of mouth and review-driven organization. I don't know, she doesn't like animals. She might give us
Hey guys, we'll be back later on soon, but thank you so much. I think we'll have kangaroo bottle feeding here in just a moment, and we'll be back live again. Thank you. Bye.